Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Burt here, playing some F1 Manager 2023, going through Season 2 of the 2024 season in-game. Got Miami coming up next. We did pretty okay last time out in Azerbaijan. I think we gained, let's see, double check the race results. Yeah, so we gained one position each with the boys, but we still finished P16, P17. We definitely need to be finishing up here, at least hopefully in this P9 and 10 slot, but the boys are still getting comfortable with the car. I do think we actually need to improve the car even further, but it's really tricky because we're kind of forced to spend a bunch of our money so far in buying new car parts because the boys are crashing. Looks like we don't have any extra underfloors available. Actually, okay, yeah. So I just put the replacement one on Theo's car, and now we have no more available. So we are going to want to manufacture some of those. We're definitely going to need to buy a new engine here shortly. We don't have enough money for it right now, unfortunately. Got Miami coming up. We have a bunch of manufacturing being completed, and after Miami is going to be a new ATR period, which would be nice. And then we could start researching / designing any new parts if we want to, but we might want to start focusing our efforts into research for the next year car and try to, I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it for us to design new car parts for this season car if the guys are going to continue wrecking the vehicle, because we're going to need the money we would use for design in car parts themselves, unfortunately. But we'll just keep playing through and see what happens. Just keep powering through this season, and see what we can do. Hopefully the boys will get a little bit more comfortable in the car, and we can maybe start making some places up. Let's go ahead and skip ahead here. Got the front wing complete. Nice to see. Let's double check. I'm pretty sure we have the newest components available, and we do, but we're gonna need more suspension parts. Let's see what we're actually manufacturing. Chassis and rear wing components currently. So we're gonna need to design some more suspension components. And we may... we got Miami pretty much tomorrow. I guess let's go ahead and manufacture some more suspension parts, because we only have 2 at the moment. But we do want to improve our brake cooling, so we may want to design one more suspension component before the season's over. I think we're going to want to do that, actually. I suppose let's go ahead and jump into the race weekend. Miami, sunny South Florida. I'm from the northeastern part of Florida myself, currently living out west in the Colorado Rockies. But Miami is pretty fun. I visited a few times myself. Definitely a good time. Good place to experience some good food. Let's check this message out. Design Center fire. So there's been a small fire in the design center. May has been caused by the power supply. They should not continue to design or research any parts while this matter is figured out. So the chassis manufacturing process is going to get pushed back a bit further. I suppose, there's really nothing else for us to do. We're going to have to approve that pause, unfortunately. And let's go ahead and jump into the performance targets and reset our streak yet again. I definitely want to try to get this streak. It's going to be tricky. I mean, every time we don't get it, we're losing pretty much half a million roughly. But we definitely could use the payout, so let's keep our fingers crossed and hopefully we can have a good streak finally going. Try to get both the P15. I think Richard is starting to settle down in the car a bit more, at least in the race, than Theo is. Theo definitely seems to be the better qualifier, but we gotta get Richard qualifying up a bit higher. We gotta get Theo finishing the races good. We gotta not have the boys wreck. I don't know what else to do here. You know, we only have so much money to play with. We need to upgrade some facilities, so we gotta keep the car parts in good stock, so that way we're not, you know, running out of parts and having to not race a car. But if that's what it comes down to, unfortunately, that's what we're gonna have to do. Take a sip of water there. Drink up, stay hydrated. Don't forget your water. All right, you already know about to time lapse these P1, 2, and 3 sessions. I'll bring it back for qualifying. Let's hopefully things go smooth. No wrecks. No wrecks. And I'll be right back. See you soon. Welcome back. Practice over. Got both the boys 100% across the board. Nice to see. Got it done pretty early. So I actually called them in probably the last half of that P3 session to minimize the wear and tear on the components and make sure we have a car to race with and they don't crash it. So, time to jump into qualifying. Got to move some powertrain unit parts around to make them the best I possibly can. And then that will be it. And we're definitely going to have to get a new engine for Mr. Theo here, unfortunately. We're most likely going to have to do it after this race weekend. And potentially a ERS soon enough, and most certainly a gearbox as well. Let's switch over the parts on Mr. Richard's car. He's still hanging on to some parts, which is good to see. And even though he's crashed a few times, he hasn't really damaged anything too significantly, thankfully. Minus one gearbox here, second gearbox there. But he still has a little bit more parts left in the car than Theo. But Theo's showing his aggression. Let's see if we can get both of them aggressive and jump into the Q2 session. Fingers crossed. Theo, surprisingly, out in Q1. Very interesting. Richard moving into Q2, finally showing us some quality pace. All right, Richard. Of course, the weekend that Richard moves to Q2, Theo doesn't. Of course. That's all right. Let's see if Richard can jump into Q3 potentially. He is feeling this Miami track, it seems like. What you got for us, Richard? He's out. Q2, P13. Not terrible. Not terrible. Good starting position for him. Hopefully he can keep it clean because he does show us some pretty good race pace. So let's see if we can use that to our advantage. Miami GP, here it comes. We're going to be racing around the Hard Rock Stadium, through a parking lot, around some other bends, hairpin around a faux marina. Should be a good time nonetheless. Real life Miami GP just ended. Mr. Norris taking his first win. Good to see for the Papaya team. Finally getting him one. Max making a few mistakes that race. But let's see how our Haas boys do. Alright, Richard. Let's get him set up on the strat. Looks like the one stop. Ooh, the two stop right here. Or the one stop is going to be the way to go. I think probably the one stop. So we can maintain track position. And let's maybe edit this, come back a little sooner on it. Maybe not. We'll leave it at 26 and we'll play around with it potentially mid-race. Theo, do we want to put him on the similar strategy or maybe put him on a two-stop and have him push aggressively? Very tricky to say. Let's actually put Theo on the one-stop and let's do it the way it suggests initially. So we're just going to kind of play the safe game here because these boys, they got some work to do if we want to, one, finish the remaining Grand Prix in one piece, and two, we got to score some points. Richard showing us he's got a little fight. He's a few races in. He's getting more comfortable in the car. That's good to see. Theo seems to be pretty comfortable in quali, but gets a little jittery in race pace, race trim, it seems like. Maybe making a few mistakes he doesn't need to be making. But let's jump into it. Miami, here we come. It's going to be a hot one today. Let's jump on board with Richard here. Go ahead and switch everyone over to ERS Battle Assist.
Okay, random mode push.
And let's see if we can push up the grid here a bit. Like a few people are on the soft, so we might have some two-stoppers happening out here. Let's see if we can keep those two-stoppers at bay. We got Albon in front. Joe and the other Williams, P8, showing some strength. Fernando and Lance this season seem to have found something. They have been crushing it the first few races. Only time will tell if that pace continues for them. So it looks like the McLarens are probably performing about as similar as we are. We definitely want to keep them behind. We need to start doing better in general in the races so we can start moving up the grid in the Constructor Championship. We got to get P6 at least. We can't have a good showing our first time out, make some good changes, move some drivers around, then have a worse showing the second time out. So we got to start making some moves here. Keeping Albon just within a second here with Richard. We need to stay with him for the first couple laps so we can get that DRS assist. That's going to be very beneficial in the early stages of the race, I think. But we're starting to creep out of this range, unfortunately. I think the long game might play out for us. So we got Gasly that's probably going to be on the same strategy, and Norris behind that's also probably going to be on the same strategy. So we want to be paying attention to them and see when they come in for their pit stops. Let's actually leave the battery on boost for the moment. I think here, after we start this last straight, I'll probably take the battery back down. So we've caught Albon here. Looks like Albon might have had a little slip up. If we can just stay with him and jump onto that DRS, that would be excellent. So, last big final straight, kinda. I believe DRS is going to start this next lap. We're doing pretty okay on the battery. Let's go ahead and back the battery off of Theo here.
DRS enabled.
Yeah, DRS is now enabled.
Here P17. Bottas ahead. Piastri behind.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take the battery out of Richard here. Let's leave the fuel and tires for just a bit longer. And Theo looks like he's dropping a tiny bit away from Valtteri. I think Valtteri, is he on the soft? Yeah, he's on the soft also. And we're starting to get the temperatures in the red, so let's go ahead and bring the tires back down.
Back off.
And let's hope this DRS can keep us competitive here with Richard. It's doing pretty okay. First few laps. Staying with Albon on soft tire. Looks like the Williams is no slouch this season. Joe is keeping it in P8 at the moment. So Williams have made some heavy strides between last season and this season. And K-Mag, our old driver in P10 with our rival team, AlphaTauri. But he's a bit more seasoned than our new boys. So, you know, we got some time for our boys to get comfortable with the glitz and glamour that comes with being an F1 driver. And the heavy responsibility, but, you know, I'm gonna be hard like Red Bull, I think, and if these boys don't show me something, we're gonna have to maybe move some things around. Because we can't afford to have drivers that are going to be wrecking the car. We got to start spending our money on upgrading our facilities, getting the car designed and researched as best we possibly can to be. We want to be fighting for podiums, you know. We want to bring Haas to the top. But let's go ahead and back out overhead and speed things up a bit here. Get through this first stint. So it looks like Norris just got by us. Let's double check this here. As soon as I look away, I think he's going to pick up on the DRS. Looks like we are out of the DRS from Albon in front. Not too terrible of a pass there. Looks like we didn't lose too much time, hopefully. But hopefully we can follow Norris through up to Albon. That would be nice. Yeah, it looks like Norris is quite a ways back from Albon at the moment. So we were sticking with Albon, and then all of a sudden we started dropping it. Probably right when we took our tires away. Let's go ahead and bring the fuel back down. And looks like we're going to be battling Norris back and forth there with Richard. I think that's going to push us a bit further behind Albon, unfortunately. Well, it should be okay. If we can play it right, then Norris and I can work together and kind of leapfrog each other with the DRS and jump up to Albon. But I'm not sure if that will happen. Looks like... Let's go ahead and push a bit here on the tires maybe with Richard and see if we can get a little closer to Albon. And kind of drag Norris along with us. Yeah, just got past us there, but that's all right. Maybe we lit a fire under him. But now we're dropping out of his DRS, so that's not good. Let's push the fuel back here a bit. And we got Valtteri right behind us now. And K-Mag's down to P13. Valtteri just gets past us there. And we've dropped off from Norris rather heavily, unfortunately. Go ahead and bring the fuel back down to balanced. So now, I mean, we're doing okay. Looks like Valtteri came in for his pit stop. And we're getting a little closer to our pit stop. Looks like Hamilton is coming through on a charge with some fresh tires. And we just got past Piastri just because he came to pit, I believe. And Norris is now in the pits. So do we want to come in a bit early as well? I think we're going to have to maybe cover off the people that are coming into pit now.
Let's concentrate on clean laps as fast as you can.
So let's push the top, both the boys here on attack mode.
We'll catch these guys.
Speed this up to 2 here. And Norris is just exiting the pits. Let's see, he's 3. So we need to get out a bit further ahead here. And on the start of this next lap, I'm going to push the battery and then bring Richard in to pit. Let's go ahead and deploy here. And let's go ahead and bring him in a little early. I know it's a little early, but we want to try to cover off Norris without losing too much time and having to make up too much ground as well. And let's do the same with Theo, I believe. And we're going to be doing the double stack here. It's going to be pretty tight. But hopefully the team can... Actually, let's bring Theo back down to standard. Bring him back down to neutral on the battery. So that way we can just get Richard out there just a little bit further. And you gotta be very tight with our double stack, and it's gonna be very tight on the pit exit for Norris. I think he's definitely gonna get around us. We're just now coming in to stop. I should have jumped on board, but it's a little late now. The double stack is gonna work barely. Norris is past us though. Got some ground to make up. But what tire did he switch over to? He's on the soft, so people are going for the two-stopper here, it looks like. Looks like some people are going for the two-stop. Is that going to be the better strategy? You know, it probably will be, honestly. Medium, soft, soft. I have a feeling that Norris is going to do. So 18 and 20th right now. Not the greatest, I will say. But we got a long way to go to the end of the race. Got some people on faster tires. Looks like a few of the front runners went to the hard also. K-Mag onto the hard. He's quite a ways in front of us. Ricciardo gets around us. Ricciardo, someone we're gonna maybe want to keep an eye on and sneak him over to our side potentially. Make Danny Rick the honorary American on the American team. And well, you know, maybe we should scout Mr. Sargent. Let's get, you know, an American on the American team just because and see what happens, you know. Maybe try to get him trained up to where he can be a race winner. Long shot, I know, but you never know. Let's go ahead and speed this up to 8 here and see how the second round of pit stops for everyone in front of us play out. Looks like Verstappen just came in for a set of hards. Alonso's on a set of hards to the end. So, I mean, we made a good strategy call, but with our car being not the greatest, I think we should have went with a two-stop and an aggressive tire strategy. I said we were going to do that from the beginning, and look at me. This race, we didn't do it. And that might come back to bite us in the butt. Or not. We'll see. Let's push a little bit here on the fuel. And maybe on the tire as well. We got some tire to play with, but maybe not. Maybe we'll just leave it as is and just kind of get through this race, I suppose. We're going to need to buy some new parts for Theo. He seems to be super sensitive to having any powertrain problems because he is not performing the same with those powertrain problems. So Yuki came into pit. He's going to be on a medium to the end, it looks like. So he's going to probably sneak up on us pretty quickly, but we'll see. 20 laps to go here. So the Williams of Albon and Joe came in. Albon to the medium, Joe to the soft. And Richard picks up another place there when Ricardo came into pit. And Ricardo's on a brand new set of softs. So we're gonna have to do some defending here with Richard. Joe's catching us really quickly. We have caught Piastri. We have just passed Piastri. Piastri is now in the pits, so he was on a very worn set of tires, I'd imagine. So we're back to P15 with Richard. We started P13, I believe, with Richard. Yes, so we're down 2 places, unfortunately. And it looks like Joe just got around us. Let's see what happens here. He's on a much softer tire, DRS, right at the beginning. Yeah, there's not too much he could have done there. Still tries to defend it, but Joe just hangs on to it on the outside and gets around us. Sad days, but some pretty good racecraft from Richard there. You know, there's only so much we can do on a hard tire versus soft tire, and a slower car versus a faster car. And it looks like Norris came into pit. Joe just gets the fastest lap there. Norris is on a soft again. So Norris is most likely going to come back around us. And he's going to get around us rather quickly here. So Lando showing the 2-stop might have been the way to go. We are catching Valtteri. Valtteri just came into pit. So we're the only one on a hard tire that's in the group at the back. Oh.
Are you okay there?
Oh my goodness. What happened? I was looking at the tires and oh my gosh. Oh, what the heck? Okay, not too bad. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Was that Valtteri? Oh, this is just not going good. Not going good, team. That was Yuki, actually. So Yuki came into pit. I was on a faster tire. Tried to get around us. And actually, let me pause this here. Did I just... I have a moment to pit. So let's go ahead and bring Richard back in, actually. Brand new set of mediums. Actually, no, let's do soft. We don't have that much laps left. Yeah, soft, for sure. Ay, ay, ay. I think I just missed the entry. Dang it! I just missed the entry. Ah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Joe's boxed.
So,
Boxing this lap.
yeah, not good.
Yes, box.
Speed this up, actually. So looks like Yuki gets the penalty there, so he should have backed out of it, according to the stewards. And we're gonna lose 2 places there under the safety car pit stop because we just missed the pit there. K-Mag's on a new medium. Ricardo and Norris are on used softs. But we are going to start on a brand new set of softs ourselves with Richard. So this gives us a slight opportunity to maybe make some places up here. We got 7 to go. 7 to go. Ay, ay, ay. This is... We are not having any good luck these first few rounds. Not doing well. Having some okay showings here and there, but for the most part, on average, we are not doing well.
Come in this lap.
Let's jump on board here with Richard.
to pick up the pace.
Copy.
So this gives us a little bit of an opportunity to
Okay.
maybe gain some places, potentially. Looks like Norris is going to be struggling on a used set. We got Magnussen to deal with. Ricardo might be easy to get by, hopefully. But we'll see. That's, what do we have, 6 now to go? Yep, safety car ending. Show me the lap count. We got 6 to go. 6 to go. Green light, green light. And there we go. The leader takes off. Let's change his driving tactic to aggressive. And see if we can make some places up in these last few laps. Let's just stay on board here with Richard.
You can do this.
Copy.
Have 6 laps to go.
Yeah, we're gonna need a financial miracle here, because we are not gonna have any money to even keep 2 cars on the grid if this is gonna keep happening. Embarrassing. Looks like Ricardo's starting to struggle. Norris is starting to pull away. Go back to the interval here. And DRS should be coming back to us, I believe, after this lap. Let's bring the battery back down.
5 laps to go.
5 to go here. Let's stay aggressive. Like K-Mag's gonna get around Danny Rick there, potentially. So with them battling, that's gonna bring us a bit closer, so we need to make that place up real quick, Richard. Let's push attack here. Let's actually just leave him on attack for the whole rest of the race here. I don't see what's gonna hurt us about it. So I guess DRS has not been enabled yet, so we should be getting it after this lap now. I guess 3 laps. Yeah, they did just change it for the real life 2024 season, but not in the game yet.
DRS is enabled for reference.
And here we go. DRS now enabled. So it should hopefully get us around Danny Rick pretty quickly. We cannot
4
be
laps
stuck
to go.
behind him for too long. So let's go ahead and push him back on high overtake aggression. Because if we're stuck
You've got
behind
the pace.
him,
You can do this.
can't get
copy.
behind, or we can't get past K-Mag, which is what we really need to do. Here we go. Nice work, Richard. Nice work, son. All right, let's get that other one from K-Mag here. Got DRS now. Get a good exit. We are not quite into DRS range. K-Mag. We're just so close behind it. Well, hopefully we can pick it up here. Looks like K-Mag's caught Norris, who's going to be struggling. Let's bring the Tire back to aggressive here. We're definitely going to get DRS now. And we're getting bunched up. We got 3 to go. 3 to go. Push them back on the attack. This is some nice racing here, Richard. He's doing pretty good. We're getting a little bit closer to that group in front.
3 laps to go.
If we can pick off K-Mag, then we'll be par with our starting position. Or did we? Yeah, I think we're down 1. We did qualify P13. Yep, so if we can snatch K-Mag back, then we can finish out where we started, which will be the best thing we can hope for at this point. And the group in front, Perez and Albon, are not too much further ahead, so whoa, a little close. Coming in hot. That's all right. Stick with it. Stick with it. Let's actually top up here on the battery so we can maybe use the battery to our benefit here in a moment. And looks like we got a little DRS train starting with Albon, so if we play our cards right, we could potentially snag that point. That would be outstanding. Come on, Richard. Move to the inside. There you go. Oh! Go back to neutral here on the battery.
2 more time laps.
Probably the most exciting racing we've seen from the boys this season. And it might get us a point, but I don't know. I don't think it will. We need to get around the 2 in front of us here. So we have an opportunity to get around K-Mag. Oh, he's going to slam the door on us. Can we hang it around the outside? Oh, he's going to squeeze us out. Stick with it. Pinch him up. Good stuff, Richard. There's one. Let's hang with him. Hang with him. Come on, Richard. Come on, Richard. Woo. I think we might have got it there. I think we got it. Norris is going defensive. Catching him slowly. And final lap, final lap. Let's go ahead and deploy the last remaining bit of battery we have here.
Load push.
Wish we could burn the fuel a little bit more than
lap.
we are, but that's all right. So now we're back to even from where we started. Can we gain a position by getting past Norris? Looks like Sergio got past Albon there. Can we snatch another position away here? Looks like we're trying to find a way around the McLaren. Norris is going to be tricky to get past. And we got kind of 1 or 2 more opportunities here. Got to have a good exit. Great exit, great battery boost. DRS is going to kick in. Let's go, Richard. Let's go, Richard. Here we go, Richard. Can you get Albon? Show me what you got. Ooh, so close. Does he have it on the last stretch? He doesn't. He can't quite get to Albon. We'll take that. Nice work, Richard. Whew, that was tense. That was tense there at the end. Thanks for hanging in there with
That's
me,
the checkered
folks.
flag. UP12.
Not too shabby from Richard.
best.
Richard showing us he wants that seat. Richard showing us he's got more than what he's showing us right now. He just needs a little bit more time. A little bit more time to show us. Whew, that was tense. That was a good one there. That was exciting. You know, that brought my spirits back up a little bit as a manager. Fernando coming in, P1. Oh, Aston might be unstoppable this season. But Richard, big fan of Richard so far. Hasn't had too many incidents compared to Theo. And he's showing us he's got some race pace. Richard showing us he deserves this seat in F1. Theo needs to figure something out. I mean, I know that accident wasn't his fault, but some of the previous ones were. That have cost us quite a bit of money so far. We could have easily made an upgrade on one of our factories if it wasn't for that. I'm gonna try to keep saving as much money as we possibly can by not having to spend unnecessary money on car parts. I know we're gonna have to spend unnecessary money on car parts again, but we need to start saving and spending our money towards the factories. Because that is what is going to be most beneficial for us when we further design and further research car parts. But that's going to do it, folks. Another one down. Fernando leading the driver championship. He is on a roll right now. But it is a pretty tight race, you know. There's only, 15 points down to P4 in the driver championship, so pretty tight down there. Aston is pretty handily in the lead right now in the constructor championship, and we are still P10, unfortunately. Oh yeah, not good. We need to improve. We need to start improving. And we're P10 in the fastest pit stops. Not surprising. Although we did have some okay pit stops here, especially on the double stack. Not too shabby. But we still got some work to do as a team. Got some work to do. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.